Love in general is a refuge? Absolutely.
Why?
Well, because I looked on the internet and found the definition of refuge. Refuge, the state of being safe or protected from any form of harm or persecution. Love is like that. Yeah, love is really, really warm and cuddly. It's like the feeling, the feeling of how you're hot and in bed, but you still cover yourself. Love is absolutely like covering yourself. You can be cold, you need some love. You can be hot, you need some love. It's just it's you cover yourself with a blanket because it just feels like safe and like a little bit heavy. In the mornings too, but definitely at night before I go to bed, and getting ready to fall asleep, and just finding the way that feels the best. Moment of intimacy. It's just a few minutes when you're just sort of figuring out what's going to be the most comfortable thing. Yeah, you can hear the blankets moving. It's really quiet because there's not a lot. It's right before you go to bed. Everyone else is asleep. There's no sounds going on. Maybe like tick tock, tick tock. Something tiny sounds. But then you hear the rustling of the sheets. It's really warm. Or you're cold and you're trying to warm yourself up. Yeah. You share a bed with someone and you have to figure out how you're going to do it. That too. How you're going to, like, if you're going to cuddle, if you're going to touch each other, if you're going to put all your weight on someone. And to think about it. Like, who is this person? Why am I sleeping next to them? Can I put my entire weight on them? Can they put their entire weight on me? And you're thinking about all this, and then you do it. But it's a different kind of intimacy because when you're getting yourself ready to fall asleep, and there's nobody else with you, you do it naturally. It's something that comes completely naturally. It's like you're like a little animal making your little nest. But when you're sleeping with somebody else, it's like I guess it's like your animals making nests for each other. I think it can get to be to that point. And when you share a bed with somebody, depending on who it is, but until you get to the point of just being animals together and just like going to bed like little I don't know, like foxes, little wilderness creatures. It's a moment of intimacy because you're thinking about the other person, they're thinking about you, and how you're going to put yourself in bed, how you're going to arrange the sheets. You're figuring out how you're going to make your space be comfortable for both of you. It's when you put yourself to bed, you're making a little refuge, but you're thinking almost subconsciously about what you need in your refuge. So I put a pillow between my knees because my knees are knobby and they knock together if I don't have something between them. And my body just knows what my little refuge has to look like. When you share with bed with someone, though, you're inviting them into your refuge. They're inviting you into their refuge, and you have to figure out how you're going to do it together, because you don't know what they need. Once the refuge is made, and you're both comfortable in it, and you get to that moment where you're like, okay, this is how we're going to share this little tiny space, then you start thinking about other stuff. Once you've created your refuge with someone, you know how you're both going to fit into it, and how you're going to fit into it. Then you start thinking about that breathing, your own heartbeat. I think you become more aware of the little things once you've constructed the refuge, little tiny stuff, because you aren't worried about making it. You aren't worried about how you're going to put yourself, how you're going to, where your arm is going to be, where the other person's arm is going to be, if you have a pillow between your knees, if your head is covered, if your head is not covered. Once you've figured all that out, you think about other stuff, little tiny stuff, because once you've constructed your refugee and you're all safe, then you can go on and enjoy what's going on